Hi, Miss Watts here again. Today we're going to look at our grammar lesson. We are going to look at a mentor sentence, and we're going to use our mentor sentence to help guide us in our writing, because when we write, we're not necessarily experts, and so we want to look to those experts or those mentors, people that have a lot more experience than we do. Look to those mentors and see how they write, what are some sentences they craft, and think about ways we can improve our writing by following our mentors. So the last couple of days we've been talking about how a sentence has to have a noun, the subject or verb, the predicate, in order to be a complete sentence. It has to have those two things. And so this mentor sentence that I picked out today is really interesting, and so I'm going to write it for you, and I would like you to pause the video here and go grab your notebook and go ahead and title this page Mentor Sentences, and then you'll write the sentence along with me. So today's mentor sentence comes from the book Just Being Audrey by Margaret Cardillo, and the mentor sentence is: more than anything, Audrey wanted to be a ballerina. And so I'm just going to put here, this comes from Just Being Audrey. So if you want to check out that book, you could, by Margaret Cardillo. Alright, so I'm going to ask you just to pause the video here and go ahead and pull out that notebook and write this down for me. And after you've written that sentence down, I want you to look at the sentence, the mentor sentence, and I'm inviting you to notice, is there anything that you notice about this mentor sentence? And it could be anything. So go ahead and write down your noticings. Maybe you want to circle it or mark the sentence up, annotate the sentence, that's fine. So go ahead and pause and do that, and then come right back to me. Alright, so you've had a chance to look at that sentence and write it down, and maybe you did some noticing, and unfortunately you can't tell me what it is right this second, but maybe you noticed that the sentence started with a capital letter, right? That was an easy one, with capital. Maybe you annotated that it ended with a period. But you know what's funny is that just because something starts with a capital letter and ends with a period does not make it a sentence. We learned that in our lessons the last few days. You may have noticed that there's a comma here. And maybe you just noticed that there was a comma. Maybe you didn't really know why there was a comma there, but you just noticed that it was there. Maybe you thought about what we had been thinking about, how sentences have nouns and verbs, and maybe you saw Audrey and you said, hey, there's my noun, and hey, there's my verb, right? And so the predicate starts with the verb, so wanted to be a ballerina, that would be the whole predicate right there that I've underlined twice. That would be the whole predicate. So it's interesting, this sentence. So there's a lot of things to notice about it. So first, let's think about all these words that come before the comma. Okay? More than anything. You know, if I were to do the psst test on this and yell out, more than anything, I'm not really sure anyone would understand what I was talking about. So this right here is not a complete sentence. Well, let's look at the words after the comma. Audrey wanted to be a ballerina. So if I shouted this out, hey, Audrey wanted to be a ballerina, they might not know why I'm talking about Audrey, but they would definitely understand that Audrey wanted to be a ballerina. It makes sense, right? You've told me that it has a noun and a verb, so it checks those things off, right? So You know, I'm thinking that maybe this more than anything, since it's not a sentence, that's why there's this comma here. This is a phrase, right? A phrase that I've added to this sentence to show me how important it is to Audrey to want to be a ballerina. She wants to be it more than anything else. So let's go ahead and write a sentence together, okay? So I'm going to just use our mentor sentence, so I'm going to start it the same way. More than anything, comma, and then I'm going to think about what's more than, I'm going to say he wanted a nap. Maybe this is really, they're really tired. So I'm going to check this. So if I look, remember I said after this comma, that's where I'm going to look for my sentence. Well, I've got noun, he, and can I prove that that's a noun? I think I can. I think that we talked about noun proofs the other day where it says a blank, the blank, some blanks, right? So if I think about a, he, the, he, some he's, that might not make exactly sense, but I know that he is a pronoun for a person, right? A male person. Wanted is our verb. I wanted, you wanted, he wanted. Maybe that last one doesn't make sense, but the first two do. So here's my noun and our verb, he wanted. And then the rest of the predicate tells me he wanted a nap. So if I were to yell that second part out, hey, he wanted a nap, would they understand? Yes. They might not know why I'm yelling it at them, but they could understand that I'm saying that whoever he is, he wanted a nap. So I think that we'll try one more, okay? So I'm going to try another one. So let's see. More than anything. More than anything. Ginger wants to go outside. Maybe I want to do one for myself. More than anything, comma, I wish for cooler temperatures. So that's our mentor sentence today. And what I would really like you to do is I would like you to practice some with your mentor sentence. So I would like you on your notebook to write some more mentor sentences just like I did on your own, copying that mentor sentence down, but changing, copying the phrase in front, but changing what follows after it. Make sure you have your noun and your verb. And I'd like you to write as many as you can in maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. And I'd like you to choose one. I'd like you to choose one of them, one more than anything. And I'd like you to make an Adobe Spark post of your sentence. Because what I would really love to do is print some of those out and put them up in our school. Because even though you may not be physically in our school, you are still part of Mountain View and you are still a Mountain Lion, and I would love to display the work that you're doing. So until next time, like and subscribe, and don't forget your discussion posts.